Today, we are going to analyze showreels.
Okay, so here we are back. So, for those of you who haven't been with us before, let us just explain what it is that we do. For the last 3 years, we have been going live anywhere from 4 to 5 times a week. We created a community called Familia de Cine, which in English means film family. And our objective is to share what we know, what we've done, and try to make a little bit more transparent the business, the craft, the art, whatever you want to call it, of acting. For the last 20 years, we've taught film acting exclusively. We don't teach theatre acting because that's not our field of experience and it's not entirely what we're good at. The objective that we have always is to make sure that there are no stupid questions, that you should be able to question everything. The people who are attempting to teach you, attempting to direct you, and attempting to mentor you, ask questions to those people, and if they don't have answers, then you should ask yourself exactly why.
Exactly. Normally it's because they don't have them.
Well, here we got Goodfella.
They cannot admit it. Oh, yeah, sorry, it was just.
I'm not entirely sure who Goodfella is. I think it might be my friend in Jamaica. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Remember, the objective here is that this is very much open source. Is one of the other things that we've been doing for the last 3 years is reviewing showreels, photos, headshots, resumes, self-tapes, a little bit of everything, haven't we?
Yes. And also, some many years ago, I don't know when, I think it was 2006, we created the first university course called postgraduate course
yes.
called screen acting. And so that was also very interesting because we did for 5 years this course that was during all year, and that was really good because it also gave us the opportunity to go to England to talk about what we were doing here, and thanks to that a lot of other institutions really put on the map this need that actors have for a different branch of speciality, which is called screen acting. That perhaps in America is clearer. Here in Europe, still not. The actor only has a theater training, and in their schools, in the official schools of theater, and also in UK, we helped there to develop the new branch, which is screen acting. We think that is needed because it's two mediums that they were completely different, and we need different techniques.
Yeah. One of the reasons that we do what we do is that we were both classically trained actors and very quickly were thrust into a world of acting on camera, which neither of us were prepared for. By our estimation, an actor needs something in the region of 3 to 5 years of working on camera to really get the idea of how it works and how they can do their best work there. That equates to about 300 hours. It doesn't sound like that much, or it sounds like an awful lot, but the thing is that acting for camera for the majority of actors is not something which is innate. Now it should be something which is actually closer to most people because we're all much more accustomed to relate to a camera in one way or another.
We have a wonderful camera in our pockets.
That's for sure, and this one isn't too bad either. So one of our raison d'être, to speak French and be pretentious for a moment, is to attempt to allow actors to get a relationship with the camera as quickly as possible. That's kind of our story.
Yes. Well, until this moment, we did also as actors nice careers. Scott, you had been in many different countries doing what you are the best, which is acting, and is interesting because when you also at the same time teach and act, you have a lot more things that they're actually relevant for the actor. for the actor that wants to start their career. And so like that, we now, I also did some work, some jobs here and there. I have a career for Spain. I'm from Spain.
What do you mean you did some jobs here and there or something? If you look at your IMDb page, there's over 200 things there.
Yes, well.
At least.
Yes, I worked.
As I always say, it's it's like 100. More than 100 movies, God knows how many TV shows in 6 different languages in 24 different countries. For the love of,
wow.
For the love of Mike. Well, it's true.
Okay.
It's true. As far as I'm concerned, there's absolutely nobody in the world who's teaching acting who has the background, the experience, not only as an actor in all these different languages, but also as a teacher.
Thank you, Scott. The reality is that we work a lot. We don't have children, so we can dedicate ourselves to our project, which is teach others.
And if we did, they'd be screwed.
Really screwed. We have many hours for the person who really needs to get an approach that is systematic, that is scientific, I would say, to be able to act with precision in front of the camera. So that's what we are doing. We are doing that through our courses still now that they are in their presential. You call presential?
In person.
In person, exactly. In person and online. Right, Scott?
Yeah, that's the story. Look, why do we? So let's explain how it is that we work. Okay, when we review a show reel, our objective here is to basically see what there is, treat it within the context that it exists in. I.e., we're not going to go, well, you really need a car chase. We're not going to do that. We're going to take what there is. We're going to look at it in 3 broad categories. The first thing is the choice of material. Now, if it's a professional job, you got cast, you don't have much choice. But very often we'll be seeing show reels where people have actually come up with the piece, shot it, or did it with a service that will shoot the show reel with them. And it's very important, the sort of thing that they're choosing for themselves. The second thing is technically. Does it look good? Is it in focus? Is the sound bad? Is there anything that we can do about it? And also what we deal with is the editing. That's the other thing there. And the third thing we're going to deal with is the actual acting and what we perceive as the competency and the dynamic of the actor on screen. That's pretty much what we're going to be looking at.
Yes. So today, when we are going to analyze this video book, we're going to analyze...
Showreel.
Sorry.
If you hear us saying video book and you think... What the hell are they talking about?
It's showreel.
What is that? It's really because where we are in Spain, for some reason, they use the English language expression video book, which is like a book for a model, I suppose. That's the origin of it.
I suppose. I don't know, but it's a video. It's not a model.
No, when they say, ¿Has visto mi book? Have you seen my book?
Have you seen my book? Meaning pictures for models. But here, video book is really
It's a showreel.
Yeah, we don't have reel, so,
Yeah, bobina.
Yeah.
In fact, directors call it their bobina here.
Yes, they call it
bobina. Is the Spanish word for reel.
Yeah, exactly.
¿Has visto mi bobina?
No, no la he visto.
Sí, está en Vimeo, ¿sabes? That's where they always say. Right. So, without further ado, let's get stuck into this.
We're going to go with these 3 points in this the show reel that we're going to
the material,
look now.
The technical stuff, and the acting at the end of it. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch it from beginning to end. Okay, now the first thing is our friend here, let me just see if I can, Sabrina Umstead, which is a wonderful English name, Umstead, right? Umstead. I'd love to know if there is an Umstead.
Is kind of like Hampstead?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
A stead being a community or village or hamlet.
Oh,
right?
Really? Stead.
So Sabrina Umstead, absolutely brilliant name. Well done there. She's in Maryland, as far as I can tell, and probably in Baltimore. Okay, right. So let's go. What she told me is it's missing a beginning and an end, i.e., there's no titles at the beginning or end. Okay, but she sent it to me in good faith. Okay. So with that advice, we'll talk about that as well. But let's go ahead and watch what's there. Okay.
Yes, please.
Karaoke.
Right. I got to go back to the start because.
You got firework.
Do I got what?
Firework.
I've been in the middle of my set.
I want to do Katy Perry after you.
Bitch, this ain't no karaoke.
What was that about? We were just talking about you. I was just telling him how great his chances are. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him. Wish me luck. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. No, please, this isn't just random, I promise. I've always liked him, he just met Alex first.
But it's Alex. It's Alex. You can't convince yourself that this is okay.
It happened so quick, and I like him so much.
Fuck this.
Catherine! Wait, Catherine, where are you going? Let me just talk to you.
Tell her. Okay, fine, I'll tell her. I found Elijah and Maria kissing.
What is your problem? Why are you literally trying to create drama?
What's my problem? You're the one literally doing snake chic behind your best friend's back, and I'm supposed to act like it's normal?
You didn't even give me a chance to explain.
Okay, explain. Shut up, both of you. Explain it to me.
Well, at least why him? You always say how much you never want a boyfriend, and so I just thought you would regret it.
Right, that's it.
Okay. That was short.
Oh, sure. Exactly how long? Let's see exactly how long it is.
You got fireworks.
Okay, it's 1 minute 40 seconds long. 1 minute 37. Okay.
Okay. So, so in terms of material, Sabrina, I think that you need more material. Your material here is good. We can see you respond perfectly well to different situations, but you are a little bit too far from us. We need to see your thoughts. We need what is called, acting, protagonist acting, or main actress acting, or.
Yeah, you would call it sort of like one of the things that we consistently see, and it's a little bit peculiar because. You're probably not the leading actor in this show, okay? In these two shows that we have here. One of the things that's very important that when we come to actually create our own material or shoot our own material, one of the things we really got to do is to make sure we're not casting ourselves in the secondary or the supporting role, okay? We need to cast ourselves as the lead. It's a very interesting and, pertinent reason for this. Is, for example, if you're using your reel to get an agent, a manager, somebody to represent you, what they are interested in from a purely technical and financial point of view is somebody who can be the lead in the show. Okay, why do they need that? Because you can make more money. If you make more money, they make more money. 10%, 15%, and nothing is nothing. So they need you to be somebody they can go, Sabrina, yeah, we can sell her.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you need to do. The other thing, what I would say about this, these two particular projects, which are kind of like, they all seem to be, I don't know whether you party a lot where you guys are, but these are two projects where you're effectively some kind of party girl. Okay, one of the things we got here is we got something, they both of them are very dark, and they're both at night.
Yes, and both also, they are, you are talking about a friend or someone, referring to, that you do a favor, kind of thing. Like you are the victim, you are not the one that, causes an action. No? Yeah,
and the other thing is that you're funny and that you obviously understand comedy. And that pretty much explains that you probably had a completely miserable childhood, like most actors, and in an attempt to make the day seem a little less glum, as you did everything in your power to make those around you laugh, and your imagination went off somewhere else in an attempt to make everything feel better. That's a given.
How you know that, Scott?
Because all actors are actors because in their childhood they had a deficit of love.
It's true.
That's just what happens.
Generally speaking, we don't know you, but generally speaking, so you can see that you are sensitive. We see, that this hope, which is a very nice thing to have, the hope of what it could have been. We have also this good person in all these two, which is also very nice. And now we need something else. We need characters that they can also be, make you shine as a lead.
Yeah, it's like when I watch that, I go, wow, she's really easy to write for.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
She's really, really easy to write for.
Oh, and easy to cast her and things. And everything that you have here is great. Even the costume. I mean, the white thing that you are wearing, I think is absolutely marvelous. I think that it fits you very well. Everything that is there is very nice. It's short, and so we need to put something else, right? And so for the material that we're gonna now construct, there is two important things. First, before you needed really to prove that you were an actor, that you were professional, and normally, and then what happened is that everything that one can do for himself, for herself, it was really not very good because cameras, they were not as advanced as they are now.
You're talking about historically
yes.
that the actor didn't have the possibility
power,
or
yes,
the capability to go shoot themselves.
Exactly, but now you can shoot yourself, and what you have to do is it doesn't look bad. Before we were thinking, oh, that's not professional.
Yeah, when we say shoot yourself, we mean
yes.
Because obviously you're in America. Baltimore is not the safest place in the world, as far as I know.
Sorry.
So you can record yourself. Let's go there.
So you can record yourself. Yes, please don't shoot yourself. You can record yourself.
No, don't even get anybody else to shoot you. Seriously.
We are saying that, how we call it that.
No. You would say you wouldn't say shoot yourself. You would shoot something.
Okay.
You would shoot something.
But not yourself or
No.
else.
That sounds terrible. In fact, YouTube might take enormous. They might dislike this video because we've said this.
Oh,
We're not talking about that. We're talking about filming stuff. All right.
Filming.
YouTube.
So you can film yourself or you can record yourself because now the technique is much more approachable. Even you can do it in your phone, mobile phone. Casting directors are used to do that, used to see that, and what they want to they don't want to appreciate the quality of something. They want to know if you work as a professional in things. That's why you have your CV, and that's why perhaps you can put there the things that they are shows that they had been seen, if that is interesting. Interesting meaning relevant to, because they are shows and the people can recognize it. But if not, it's not a problem because what they want is to see your quality as an actress, and that you can do it really, really well also in a mobile phone. Said that, let's see what are the characters that you could play.
Do you want to run through it again?
Okay.
It's only 1:37.
Okay. I have a clear idea what
you have a clear idea what you want. Well, the other thing that's important to remember is that we're not speaking from the point of view of actors that we've seen. We've trained people on camera for more or less 20,000 hours, and we've trained something in the region of 5,000 actors, not just here in Spain, but in 8 other countries, in Argentina and Bolivia, throughout South America, and the UK. So we are speaking from having watched thousands upon thousands upon thousands of actors. Okay, that's really what we're talking about here right now. The important thing is that what's jumping out at us is somebody who has an original energy, an original look, understands comedy, and has a big old and is courageous. I was going to say big old pair of balls, but yeah, those are certain things which are absolutely sought after and admirable.
And you have here, nice values, like the friendship, like the sensitive person, like, the woman that wants to tell the truth. A lot of things that they are very nice to have it in a character, and and those are kind of signals for other roles, that can be also very nice for you to record. So let's find out, let's see it again, and then I'm going to tell you the things that you think you have to look for. So let's go for it.
Okay, give me 1 second here. And
But it's nice, Sabrina, what you have there, and certainly, you have a quality that is very look after, not look for. That people look
sought,
for.
much sought after.
Okay, sought after.
So there's a good one to seek. Past tense sought.
SAUGHT.
SOUGHT.
Yeah, I know how to.
Welcome
write
to the
it.
marvelous world of English. Right. Okay, just remember, if you're watching this live, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to get notifications of any future live streams. We're most of the time in Spanish, but on Thursdays we're always in English. And if you're on Instagram right now, remember the best way to watch us is on the links that you see at the bottom of the screen. It's not optimal where you are, but you can watch it, and the sound is good. Okay, so let's go back and watch it again.
Let's go back.
Do I got what?
Firework.
I'm in the middle of my set.
I want to do Katy Perry after you.
Bitch, this ain't no karaoke.
Okay, hold on a second. Of course, they put the music afterwards. So this poor guy, poor thing, he's trying to have all the music on his body.
He's trying to show like he's doing that sort of acting. That
Yes.
one, right?
Yes, and her too.
Yeah. No, they're doing their job.
They did the job, but then the music is not as high as what you are speaking. So it's like we have there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something, and this is why I say she's very competent. I'll show you what it is, and most people are not going to notice this, but I do, Sabrina. Okay, so back here, and I'll show you why she's so competent. Watch what she does.
Do you got firework?
Do I got what?
Firework.
I'm in the middle of my set.
I want to do Katy Perry after you.
Right. Do you notice what she's doing? She's not only speaking with volume, but she's actually enunciating the words so he can understand her lips.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is some prime instinct there.
Yes.
Most people would just shout.
Yes.
But what she's doing is she's playing the very, very clear action that we always say.
Yes.
I don't know what your level of training is, but this is what I always say. When I see somebody who's like a really great raw talent, is I go, be careful. Don't listen to too many people telling you how you should act. Okay? You already know what you're doing. Don't let them mess you up. Okay? And I'm saying mess you up, but I don't mean mess you up. Right? I would rather I'd use the F word there, but I'm trying to keep it clean tonight. Okay? So, because she's already doing something
true.
which
Yes.
subconsciously most actors wouldn't go to. They'd be
Yes.
ordered to speak loud because they've got to get over the. But
Yes,
she's
yes.
saying, "Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying?"
Yes, in the pretension that he can read her lips.
Do you see that?
Yes, that's very nice, and it's something that really happens in normal life. So bravo, there, Sabrina.
But
Because
that's what I see. I recognize immediately. I go, she's in it, and instinctually she's making the right choices, which is great.
Yes, or perhaps you thought about it and you practiced it and you saw it, and it doesn't matter. The thing is that we can recognize that there is really good acting.
You see, one of the important things about, and this is an important thing about technique for everybody, it's like technique is there when we run out of inspiration, or we don't know where to go with something, or we don't know where to start. The point is that technique shouldn't undermine or subvert instinct. Okay, our instincts are pretty good. What technique can tell you, which is what we always talk about, what technique can tell you is why something works, right? That's really, really important. So what I'm telling you is why it works. You're playing the action 100%, and thus you want them to understand what you're saying. You see?
But what I'm telling you is because, in the technique point of view, because you have the acting, but in the technique point of view, I think that the volume of the music should be higher. Can she do that?
No.
No? What a pity.
That's not.
What
sorry.
a pity, because that is already mixed up, I suppose.
That's
no?
that's not viable.
It's because
I mean, thanks for asking, but the thing is, if she ups the volume of the music, she'll also up the volume of her own voice and his voice.
That's a problem. Anyway, that is the way that then was mixed up. But yes, it would be really interesting to see. I think that would work a little bit better if they would mix it up a little bit more. The volume in a higher volume. So let's see other things.
Okay.
Bitch, this ain't no karaoke.
This thing that she does, which is so that meaning that is
It's like the record scratch. It's the thing that you find in comedy.
no, it's because it's very nice. I don't know if she did it or they did it.
No. It's in it.
It's
It's a very common
Oh, really?
audio trope that you find in trailers and in comedies, because they'll reach something and it goes zip, and what it's doing is accentuating the silence or the moment.
So its meaning is that they have been talking.
No. It's a record scratch. So it's like the idea of you're listening to something
So
that goes
that is
zip.
just an effect.
It's just an effect.
Okay. I thought that would mean that these people had been talking more and we compressed the thing.
No.
Well, okay. So
Well, I don't
certainly-
think it's that.
Okay.
I mean, that's usually what happens. Is
No karaoke.
so it usually what it usually does is
What did do Katy Perry after you?
Bitch, this ain't no karaoke.
okay. So it's not exactly a record scratch. It's like blah, 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 so it's like sort of fast forward, but it has the same effect as a record scratch.
Okay. I thought that would be was a
No, but
interesting.
thanks for
effect.
playing. You've been a great contestant.
Okay.
That's good. I even like how it ends up as it ends up at the end, like with a full body shot. It's kind of fun. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, because we see the comparison of the two. You know.
What was that about? We were just talking about you. I was just telling him how great his chances are. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him. Wish me luck. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. No, please, this is...
It's
Nice.
nice.
That's very nice.
It's nice. It's nice because it goes into the it goes quicker than our thought. So it's nice because it surprises.
And it follows the same thing where I'm gonna go into the bathroom. There's no inflection, so you're not.
No. You're not forced to. It's exactly a moment of spontaneity, and it's very nice.
Yeah. Good times. 1 second.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Good
And
timing.
This isn't just random, I promise. I've always liked him. He just met Alex first.
But it's Alex. It's Alex. You can't convince yourself that this is okay.
It happened so quick. And I like him so much.
Fuck this.
Catherine!
Okay, this is the first egregious example, and I'm not even too sure. Maybe it's a editing, directing decision. It's that not only in this scene, but the scene outside, they jumped the line of camera.
Yeah.
If you don't know, what happens in this scene is that you're speaking left to right, and then we cut, and then you're speaking right to left. So effectively, you're speaking to yourself. This is what's known as jumping the line of camera, okay? Which in Spanish is called saltando el eje. And you always look at me like when I start explaining it, because you're like, why are you talking about this? It's just the fact that a filmmaker, in general, attempts to keep the camera at the same side for both actors in a scene. So it looks when one looks from left to right and the other one looks from right to left. That's just how it goes.
It gives the impression that they're looking at each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And in this case, I'm going to show it to you. There's a point where it leaps to the other side, and then it leaps back, and then it leaps again. It's a curiosity, and most directors will avoid it like the plague because it makes them look like they don't know what they're doing. Sometimes it's done deliberately. If you go and see The King's Speech, for example, with Colin Firth, there's a scene where he first meets the voice coach, and it's deliberately jumping the line of camera where they're in the same scene. We understand the geography, but they're not looking at each other.
It's interesting.
It's another thing which happens, for example, in Mr. Robot, which is always playing with framing and very specifically playing with negative space. Negative space would be this, okay? Which is where there's nothing.
Is King of what?
The King's Speech.
The King's Speech. Okay.
In Spanish called El Discurso del Rey.
Discurso del Rey.
Which doesn't
I
work.
Remember that.
Because
we're noticing it.
Well, the actual title, The King's Speech, is an interesting. It's a play on words because it's the speech. It's El Discurso. It's the thing he's going to say, and his speech, which is the way he talks, because he has a debilitating stutter. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. I'm gonna put that back just so as
Wait,
for
Catherine, where are you going?
educational reasons. I'm gonna put it back here so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so look, we start here, and we come in here.
Please, this isn't just random, I promise.
Right to left.
I've always liked him. He just met Alex first. But it's Alex. It's Alex. You can't convince
Left to
yourself
right.
that this is okay. It happened so
Right to
quick.
left.
And I like him so much. Fuck
Right,
this.
left to right.
Catherine! Wait, Catherine, where are
Right
you
to left.
going? Let me just talk to you. Tell her.
Okay, so why does this happen? This happens because they weren't thinking straight and they just got the shots, and they probably had a limited amount of time. They shot it one way, shot it the other way, and there wasn't a script supervisor there who went, excuse me, or a first AD who went, excuse me. Right, the script supervisor was like the memory of the director, and the first assistant director is like the conscience of the director. So that's why that sort of stuff happens there. Okay, moving swiftly along, and we'll get a chance to see some more jumping the line of camera here.
Tell her.
Left
Love your dress.
Okay,
Love the
fine, I'll
dress.
tell her. I found Elijah and Maria kissing.
What is your problem? Why are you literally trying to create drama?
What's my problem? You're the one literally doing snake chic behind your best friend's back, and I'm supposed to act like it's normal?
You didn't even give.
All right,
So be careful here because,
my dear, stay in the light.
stay in the light.
Stay in the light. Always. This is one of those things. Don't trust anybody else to stay out of your light. If you need to move into light, move into light. Okay? This is one of those competence things that really stands out. It's that if somebody's, because I'm sure this was lit in the most broad and crude way possible, which meant they were using big, strong lights. The trouble with that is it casts very strong shadows, and you got to be careful you don't end up in them. But the great thing here is that one of the things that comes across that, you may not come across as an expert on camera, but between your line and your next line, you don't stop, you keep going.
Yes.
No?
And there is a problem of that because, before when we had film in the camera instead of, digital and numbers, then the people really took care of every single thing. Why? Because, it was very expensive to do a movie, and every single feet of film was very, very expensive. So now,
Well, the truth is that to actually shoot on film would probably cost something in the region of $300 a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why everything had to be very ready, and the camera too. And they had rehearsals. We had rehearsals, and then everybody was trying to. Oh yeah, no, there is no light here. Can you put yourself here, to the right, to the left? Now, because everything it goes so fast, they can shoot with less amount of time, more things. So what's happening is that they really, in real life, that these things happen.
Well,
They prefer the authenticity of the moment to the actual, taking care of the excellence of the shot, which is a pity. It's if you tell me, but at the same time, it gives also a lot of freedom and a lot of being in the moment that before the actor had to work for it,
The other thing, which is predominantly the major reason, is that when you're shooting on film, is you never know what you've shot until you develop the film and project the film and watch it. Whatever you see on the combo, Video Village, whatever you're seeing that's going to the camera, that's an approximation of what you'll see. It's not unusual, or at least it wasn't in the past, to shoot something, get the dailies or the rushes as they were known, develop them, and they came back, and very often there was something that wasn't there, or there was some anomaly in the film. This is the other thing that people have lost the habit of, because you don't need to do it anymore, is when you finally shot a scene and you were happy with it, you would open the camera, take the lens off, look into it with a flashlight to see if there was any debris on the gate of the camera where the film passed through. And then if it was clean, they would say, gate is clean. Or they would say there's a hair in the gate. And that hair in the gate, which is, you've seen in old films when there's a thing wiggling like that, that is exactly what they were attempting to eliminate.
Yeah, because it was very distracting. You were looking at this thing instead of the eyes of an actor. So, I mean, people were really worried.
So you could literally go and shoot 10 takes, and they say, right, Right, that's they'd say print it, and then they would say check the gate. The gate would be checked. If it wasn't clean, you would do it again.
Oh, yes.
Everybody would be like, gate's clean. All right, we can move on. It's extraordinary. We think back on it right now. So
different.
a combination of the actual physical requirements of shooting film, which is a photochemical process which requires light and all sorts of other things, and it requires it to be measured. That's no longer an issue. The idea of being able to see the final result of what you're shooting, because quite frankly, in a film with a bit of budget, you can actually see exactly what it's going to look like, even after it's been color corrected or graded. You know, you can see all that sort of stuff.
The importance here is that people really, directors, and they want to get it done first, and second, they think, okay, well, that's a moment, even if she doesn't have light. That is something that is awful to me, but is something that also as an actor you have to be aware of, because you have to really look for the light so that you are all the time, conscious if you don't have a light, or you cover the light of the other actor, and that is something you have to do it for yourself, because nobody else puts the care that that it should be put off.
No, the other thing is that if you're making a low budget independent film, the last thing you can expect from the director is they're going to understand anything about acting for camera. That's just a given. It's really, really not going to happen. We get used to in training circumstances when we're in classes or things like that, where the teacher who is adopting the role of the director will be able to help us achieve the results that we want to, that we want to achieve in any given scene. Unfortunately, when you're working, it's not like that. They're all thinking about getting it done and moving on. Yes, the director, if he's got a little bit of imagination, might have an eye for it if you're lucky. But very often it's not the case.
No, what they are looking also is other things, is if the energy is there, if it's believable, if the actors, they were present and good. So, the light sometimes, if there is no very technical director, can be really forgotten. So anyway, it's something that we actors have always to be aware of. The first thing that you do when you're in a set is not to do your thing as an actor or an actress to say your words. What you have to do is, okay, so that here I have a camera, so here I have a spot that I cannot. All this has to be taken in consideration, because we want also to choose when we are revealing things to the camera or to the light, or we are not revealing things, or we are hiding things through the light. That is something that we can do in our, in our piece of the text and in our interpretation, our acting. So it's always very, very useful that you understand, what is what the DP, director of photography, wanted to do to be able to have this frame completely in tune on what the others have put there, and the lighting is there to have this three-way convention of being really really a 3D reality. And so when that doesn't exist, this awareness of what the other ones did, you can notice it, and it's a pity, because the actor has also to be a technician in those little things, and they have to understand little. It's a lot of things that they are technical in movies, and you have to be technical. Really, it's less of an artist and more as a technician. What now you have to be. So look for the light, see exactly what there is in frame, and take the advantage of always being clear that you can share your thoughts with the camera, with the other actor, or with the universe.
And here's the trick. How do you find the light? Well, if you can see the light, you have light in your eyes. Okay? That sounds stupidly obvious. What I always suggest to people, for example, here, I have light in both my eyes. Here, I don't have light in this eye. Okay?
How do I know?
How do I know? Is I can turn my head and I start to see the light with this eye, which means I got light in both eyes.
Exactly. So here you have a very good trick that you can do all the time. When the lighting is a little bit compromised, when you don't know exactly, what is the
What do you mean by compromised?
Compromising the thing that is not like I have, a light that comes to me right then, and there is no way for shadows to be.
Yeah. It's straight on.
It's straight on. That is normally, it's not going to happen in movies. Why? Because they want also the sense of reality, right?
Well, the other thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to create a sense of a 3D image in a two-dimensional space, which is one of the reasons, for example, if you see us here, we actually have a light high up behind us, which gives us this, called a fill light.
This, you see?
And what that's actually giving us, you see?
Exactly.
It's actually giving a shape to my head, and it's the same thing here with Assumpta. If I...
You see here? This light. That goes from up, right? And that is a big difference. Big difference when you also shoot. Sorry, not shoot yourself.
No, you can do when you're shooting. When you're shooting.
No. But
when you record yourself, okay.
When you record yourself, you have really to take in consideration that from above, it's a very interesting light for to put you in value from the context or from the background. So lights are very interesting to be able to know what is doing each one to try to using them in your advantage.
Look, for example, now I can show you. So now I can actually show you. If you look at me here, this is me with the fill light or the contra. Or key light is this, I think, called sometimes. This is it.
No, the key light is the light that you have.
This is it off, and that's it on.
Well, it makes a difference,
so
isn't it?
you see the difference between that and that. That's
okay. So that is when if we are recording ourselves with the actual phone or something, we have to be also careful about that, because that gives us a very nice, as much as you can. What you have to do is to always make sure that everything is taken in consideration, because all the love that you put on the things that you record, all the love also are gonna feel that the others you have for this for the job, and that is important. Excellence is something that people have to fight for, if we want to be in this business. So let's go
ahead and watch this to the end, because I'm and we can go over the thing of the light again, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Give me a chance to explain.
Okay,
explain.
Shut up. Okay, you can see we're severely lit from your front here.
The key light is
it's the other side of that girl. Okay?
Exactly.
So you come out here.
Tell her.
Okay, you're in light.
Okay, fine. I'll tell her. I found Elijah and Maria kissing.
And now...
What is your problem?
You have problem.
Why are you literally trying to create drama?
What's my problem? You're the one literally doing snake chic behind your best friend's back, and I'm supposed to act like it's normal?
That cannot be.
Yeah, the problem that you got there is you're not being... The light isn't away from her because of the person in front of her. It's somebody else to her right.
Could be.
Who's stepping in front of the light, which is really, really tricky.
Really tricky, because you don't have a lot of places to go.
You got nowhere to go, and also you can't. Your relationship in this moment is not with that person there. This is the sort of thing. I'm sure you shot it in one take or two takes, but somebody's walking right in front of the light.
Yeah.
Okay, which is tough. All right, so I'll show you here. Right, so
you didn't even give me a chance to explain.
Okay.
You see, we got this. She's in light. You're doing a good job there. You're sort of staying in light, and then this person.
Okay, explain. Shut up, both of.
This person here is sort of like walking in front of your light.
Yeah, because she had to see to have her line.
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay, so here we go.
Normal?
You didn't even give me a chance to explain.
Okay, explain. Shut up, both of you. Explain it to me.
Well, at least why him? You always say how.
That's nice.
Jump in the line of camera, left to right. Now we're right to left.
Yeah, but you never want a boyfriend, and so I just thought you would regret it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to see what happens after that. No?
Yes, I don't know why you didn't put it.
It's just some of the things that we're getting with a lot of people is they're cutting away from stuff really fast.
Yes, you cannot do that. Why? Because again, is this idea of showing something with care, showing something with love. Your own scene. If you cut it like that, then people say, hey, they feel agredidos. How do you say? they feel violated. Not violated. No.
No, violated is not bad, but they feel they're sort of
yes.
surprised and upset. Let's
Yes.
say upset.
Upset. Yes,
Yeah.
they feel. So you have to give. I always talk about that, and I think is an interesting thing, because when you have really a shot, what you want is that the people also have a little bit of a space. I call it the breath. A little bit of a breath. Like it's like this. That's what you want. Not more, not less. It's a breath for the people, that they have a little bit of, of reflection that, that something had finished or something is gone. So you need that. It's something that our brain needs it, and that, you need it also as an actress to have this finesse of taking care of the viewer. Is a way of in editing is a way of people understanding that there is a spectator and that needs a little bit of time. People need space to think, need a space to understand what's going on, need a little bit more space, because, in real life they can accommodate the situation. But here they don't know the situation, so they have a much more uncertainty. And they are still, occupied their brain to understand what's going to happen and all these things. So they need a little bit of more time than normal people to adjust when something happens, like the end of something, and so it's interesting. It's kind of just a breath.
Well, there you go, Sabrina. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
It's a bit bright there. Thank you very much for sharing this with us. For everybody out there in YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, Landia.
Is Sabrina there?
No, I don't think she is, unfortunately. But we talk to you as if you are here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and don't worry, I'll be sharing this link with you that you can watch afterwards at your leisure. Love to hear what you think of it. Hope it's been useful.
If you want to question or you have
anything else
some
you want to
questions,
say,
whatever,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Does she have your
She's got my email.
email? Okay,
She sent me the link by email. Okay,
Oh,
and that's the other thing. Anybody in the future who wants us to review their self-tapes, their showreels, their headshots, their resumes, anything like that, or even if you just got some questions, remember you can always just send them to us here, which is scott@familiadecine.com. It used to be that we used to have email addresses in Spain with English language words.
Yes.
Now we got them Spanish language words and telling them to English speaking folks. So that's Scott@familiadecine.com or Assumpta at familiadecine.com.
Yes, you can answer. You can question whatever you want. You can.
Yeah.
You can send us your show reel or your pictures. Also, you want us to comment on it or your CV. That's something that also we do. Anyway, and for us, it's a great opportunity to have these hints of what an acting has to be. And for us, is an opportunity also to talk to you, to understand that everyone has a wonderful soul to show, and I'm sure that you have a lot of other things, Sabrina, to show and to reflect upon those things. I think one way that we do it, when I do Act Now, which is teaching program that I do for actors, for how to manage their career. When we are facing this problem about what I have to do, what I have to put in the material there in my show reel, well. Go through values, go through the things that you really like about yourself, the things that you like to communicate with others, and find characters that they have these values in it, because that is going to make you the difference between other actors and actresses. Depends on what you choose, depends on how do you think that you can portray, things that they are really important to you, that they are really values. No, here, as we said, we can see that you are sensitive. You can see. that you are,
very castable. That's
and
one
also
thing.
very castable. Which kind of roles you think that she could play, Scott?
She can play she could be the romantic lead. She can do that. She can be, basically anything. She can be the smart one, the dumb one. There's a lot of stuff.
These actors that I like a lot. Anyway, I'll tell. Well, I don't remember.
It's a very interesting sort of like you see somebody like that, and you see somebody who can have, who can, if you can do the comic stuff, then you can pretty much do everything else. As she gets older, she'll move into other roles. Roles of more status and more power and more authority and all the rest of it. But to start out at the age she is, she does it extremely well, and she's very, very castable.
Yes.
She's like the reliable or unreliable friend. She's like the kooky one. She's like the one who seems to have a fun life, but underneath it all, she's not. And the other thing is that she's very appealing on screen.
Yes, you're courageous, and you can see that.
Yeah.
So the things with courage also gives you a nice set of other things that you can play. No.
Yeah.
The energy, this energy that is a nice energy that is not, someone that is a bitch kind of, is also very, very very castable.
Yeah.
Very castable.
Well, that's
also
one
for your constitution and for everything.
That's one of the things that is very hard to put into a showreel, but it's really, really important that somebody comes across as likable.
Yes.
Okay.
And charm is the thing that really the people are looking for.
And there's a certain default setting that I see in a lot of young actresses which you don't have, which is they either become the bitch or they become the little girl, and you're not doing that.
No.
Okay. And so there's something very, very charming and very likable. Now that sounds like damning with faint praise. Oh, she's very likable. No. You have no idea how important it is that somebody comes across as likable. What it means is immediately the actor is bringing a degree of empathy to whatever the thing that they're playing, which very often it's not on the page.
Yes.
Okay, it's not written like that, but that's what they need.
So,
so anyway,
work on the things that you like to say, the things that you like to communicate in these values that they are good for you. Work hard to be able to have your best bits into your showreel, and look for things that you like. Look for other actresses that you like, and try to.
Work out how they did it. No?
How they did it, and also documentaries, because documentaries are really for us the source of truth or the source of authenticity, and that is something that we really need today. Because we have in the paradigm now of acting is this authenticity. We really have to appear like if we are not actors, like if we are real people, and that is something that you have. You already have it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
If you want to know what we're talking about, the big revolution in acting really started in the 1990s with the Gary Shandling show, or the Larry Sanders Show with Gary Shandling. That was really the first sort of fake documentary, as it were. That is the direct grandfather of The Office, the British version, which became the twin of the American Office with Steve Carell and Jenna Fisher and John Krasinski and everybody. It's Ryan, what's his name? Ryan Johnson. Everybody. Is it Ryan Johnson? Oh, I can't remember who plays Dwight Schrute. Anyway. This pseudo-naturalistic documentary style has exploded and has gone everywhere. And it's always existed to an extent in film. It became widely used in comedy at the start of the 21st century, and now it's absolutely everywhere. These are the people who are worth studying as far as we're concerned. If you can do comedy, you can do drama. Trust you me. If you can do drama, doesn't necessarily mean you can do comedy, because they're two very, very different instruments in the orchestra, as it were. The other thing I think we want to say to you, and we'd say that to all the actors out there who are either watching live or watching us afterwards, is that the door is always open. One of the reasons that we do what we do is to create an open dialogue and I'll make sure that everybody knows that they're not alone in what they're doing, and there's people out there who can help them and believe in them and can support them in their choices as actors, and hopefully give them a little bit of common sense. No?
Exactly.
That's really why we do what we do. Because quite frankly, nobody's getting rich at this.
No.
No, not even slightly. No. It's one of the things that you and I have had. I've had lengthy and, in your case, extremely illustrious careers, and it's just wonderful to be able to give it back to everybody and share the things that we know, and obviously not treat things in the cynical way that we very often treat ourselves.
Yes.
Okay, one of the things we have to learn how to do is to be kinder to ourselves. As the great man says, treat yourself like somebody who's in your care. Okay, and only associate with those people who have your best interests in mind. Those are very, very important things.
Yes,
and I think
nice
on that
lesson we learned. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of sharks out there. There's a lot of charlatans, and there's a lot of hucksters and fraudsters. You have to be very, very careful. That's why I say
What is fraudsters?
somebody who does things which are fraudulent.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's
Fraudsters. Oh,
like
yeah.
fraude.
Fraudsters. Yes, of course, fraud.
Fraudericos.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah. Good,
fraudistas.
good. Fraudsters. Yes, nice.
And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is always leaving the door open and being available for other actors and people inside the industry to be able to ask us things shamelessly. Okay,
Yes.
because we got nothing to hide. As we always say, hide behind the truth. Nobody expects to find you there.
Well, that is all for today. Thank you
all.
very much. Today is 9:02, and thank you very much. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, just for everybody out there, just remember to give us a like, follow the channel, tell your friends about this. If you've got a showreel or a photo or a self-tape or anything you want us to have a look at, remember you can always send it here, send us a link, or you can send us the file by WeTransfer if you really must. That information will also be in the description of the video. Thanks for dropping by, and tomorrow we'll be here in Spanish.
Watch the other videos also in our channel, and put the bell, no?
Yeah, the
Press
notification.
the bell. Yeah.
You get into this.
Yes.
You want to do that thing? Hey,
Yes.
subscribe. Okay, I need one in English now. Don't you know? That's us for today. Normally in Spanish we say mañana más y mejor, which means tomorrow more and better. But we always like to finish it here by saying onwards.
And upwards.
That's the one. All right, this after show. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Sometimes you'll get somebody who has very little material, and it's more than enough. And sometimes you get somebody who's got like tons and tons of it, and you're like, it's just not doing it for me. It's like sometimes it's almost as if somebody brings you like 20 plates, and you're like, I really don't feel like eating any of them.
No, but
you know, somebody will bring you like a mini hamburger, and you're like, oh, that looks tasty.
Yes, we want to see you more of you, Sabrina. We want that. We want to see if there is something that happens with the show reel that you put it there, or something, some ideas that you think that they are useful for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah, that's the thing. And thank you for sending it to us. And
let's eat.
Yeah, let's eat. It's currently 9 p.m. here in Spain, and we know it's considerably earlier there. We're over there in the United States and the Western Hemisphere.
Where is she from?
Maryland.
Oh, Maryland.
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Oh, wow. It's raining there a lot, right?
I have no idea how the weather is there right now. But,
no, I think Baltimore, it rains. I don't know. Anyway, I don't like raining, I like sun. That's why Spain, huh? But yes.
That's why Spain.
Okay.
All right. Bye for now. We'll catch you all
Bye.
later. And the same thing for all you cats out there. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.
And
see you on Thursday.
We'll see you in English on Thursday. And we'll be back tomorrow. Otra vez en español.
Bye bye.
Buenas noches.